Hello. I wrote a story for my children and I hope you really enjoy it. It's called A Family Trip to the Forest. Dad asked Mom, "How about we take a day trip to the mountains?" Mom said that would be wonderful. Dad told Mom, "It's a date then. We will pack the tents and the sleeping bags just in case we decide to stay the night." It had been such a long time since the entire family had been hiking and fishing together. Mom asked Dad, "What would you like to eat?" He said, the usual. We'll take some fresh cut up fruit and we'll take some sandwiches and we'll take all kinds of healthy snacks, carrots, celery, peanut butter, celery sticks, stuff like that. "I will help you right now." He helped by washing the fruit. He washed a watermelon and then he washed a cantaloupe. He then washed the strawberries. Mom cut them all up and packaged them in containers. She then made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. She put the peanut butter on both sides of the bread after she'd already toasted it. And then she put the jelly in the middle. Dad brought in the coolers from the garage. He put them up on the counter and he asked Alan to run get the milk jugs that he'd already froze down the week before. He put in all kinds of food alongside the ice. He then packed some small baggies and loaded them with green olives, slices of avocados, some carrots, some dried almonds, and he put all kinds of stuff like milk and juice in the coolers as well. Mom was busy packing glasses, plates, utensils, the cookies she had made for the trip, even though she really didn't know they were going on a trip yet. She decided that the cookies would fit in perfectly. She told the kids to stack all the stuff by the vehicle and that Daddy would load it the way he would want it in there. Dad had to laugh when he went out to the vehicle. He scratched his head and had a big, huge smile as he loaded the fishing poles, the tackle boxes, the sleeping bags, the pillows, the bikes, the binoculars, the coolers, the magazines, the water shoes, tote bags, backpacks, and dog dishes. Billy, Alan, and me were so very excited. They came running out with their headphones and earbuds and electronic devices. Dad said, "Whoa, hold on. No, this is a fishing and day trip to the forest. Take all those devices back in. I'm going to show you how to have fun without all of those devices." He told them that they could play games while he was driving. Mom told all the kids to go potty and be sure to wash their hands. Dad did a final check. He was making sure tires looked good. He made sure they had enough air in them. Then he checked the oil. He did a clear walk around the vehicle, making sure that the window wipers were in good repair. They all loaded up. Mom and Dad both did a head count. Yes, 3 kids, 2 parents, and a dog. They set out for the lake and the forest. The forest was 45 miles from their house. Dad told the kids, "Okay, we're going to play the quiet game. We will see who can stay the quiet the longest." Billy lost when he had the entire family looking at elk he spotted way up on the hill. Mom laughed and said, "Well, that was an awesome excuse for not being quiet." The elk was huge and dark chocolate brown with a tan head and mane. Dad said, "All right, we're going to play I Spy." "Okay, Alan, you start." Alan loved to be first. He said, "I spy something yellow." May asked, "Is it Mom's ribbon in her hair?" Alan said, "No." Billy asked, "Is it the stripes on the road?" Alan said, "Yes, how'd you know so soon?" They all laughed, and then Mom said, "Okay, Billy, it's your turn now." Billy thought and said, "I spy something green." Alan asked if it was the trees. Billy told him no. May asked if it was Dad's shirt. Billy said, "Yes, good job, May." Now it was May's turn. May thought and thought. She said, "I spy something gray." Billy asked if it was a button on his coat. May told him no. Alan asked if it was the road. May told him yes. "How did you know, Alan? Good job." "Okay," Dad told him, "that's enough of that game. Let's listen to some music. We're almost at our destination." He surprised them with a stop at the falls and brought them all ice cream cones. They were all so excited and delighted to eat their ice cream cones while hiking to the viewpoint to get a closer look at the enormous flow of water. It was falling over the top. Billy told his dad and Mom, "This is so cool." Dad and Mom gave each other a great big smile. Mom asked Billy if he could guess the amount of water going over the falls in 5 minutes. Billy laughed and told her that he had no idea. They hiked back down to the car and they got in, and Dad and Mom said together, "Okay, head count, sound off." And one by one they said they were here. Even the dog barked. They all laughed and were on their way. They traveled just a few more miles, and Dad said, "We're here at Crystal Lake." Mom told Alan to grab their lunches and some of the extra bread she had packed. Mom put extra bread in there so they could feed the ducks if they saw any. Dad told Billy to grab the poles. May told Dad and Mom, "I will grab the dog." May put Lily's collar on her. She attached her leash and said, "Come on, girl." Lily was a beautiful dog, brown with white spots. She was super proud to be with her family. The entire family was so very excited to get out of the vehicle. It was a beautiful lake. The water was a mix of blue and green. "Crystal clear," Mom said. All kinds of wildflowers in bloom, geese and ducks, birds chirping. Alan yelled, "Look, there's camping here. Can we stay? Can we please stay?" Dad asked Mom and the rest of the family, and they all agreed. They would stay. Dad told Mom, "You stay with the kids. I will go see if I can book the site." Mom and the kids fed the ducks and the geese while they waited for their dad to return. She laughed as she watched them play with the ducks and the geese. The geese were kind of aggressive, wanting extra bread and wanting to butt in. Dad arrived back and told them they were set. He told them that he had booked 2 days and 2 nights. The children all hopped up and down yelling, "Yay, yippee, yippee, we get to stay, we get to stay. You're the best, Mom and Dad, ever," May told them. The kids wanted to get in the water. Mom said, "Let's go set up camp real fast, and then we can come back down and spend most of the evening fishing and swimming." Billy and Alan helped Dad with the tents. They had one big tent for Mom and Dad and May, one tent for Billy and Alan and Lily. May helped Mom set up the picnic table and the stove and stacked the food bins and extra water jugs under the table. May unloaded and set up all the chairs. She set them around the fire pit. She put Billy, Alan, and Dad, May's, Mom's, and now she put out the dog bed right by the fire pit so they could all be together. Billy, Alan, and Dad went to the storage area for the already split firewood that had been left by other nice campers. They all changed into their swimsuits and helped Mom and Dad carry the coolers and all the stuff. They helped each other take all the stuff down by the lake. Dad was packing fishing poles and tackle boxes. He helped each child put up their fishing pole holders. Mom laid out the huge beach towels, one for each member of the family. And of course, Lily had her own doggy blanket. Dad told Mom, "Honey, relax now. I will watch the kids." Mom stretched out on her towel for a nice, relaxing nap. The sun felt so nice and warm and beautiful. It had been such a long time since she'd been able to have a relaxing moment. Billy, Alan, May, Dad, and Lily all went down closer to the lake. They took turns casting. May had only had her line in the water for just a few minutes. She yelled as the end of her pole dipped down. She said, "I've got one, I've got one." Dad ran over to help her, and he said, "Okay, easy does it." May was really excited. She kept a firm grip on the pole while reeling with the other hand. All of a sudden, the fish jumped out of the water. The entire family was going nuts, saying, "Wow, good one. Did you see that?" May finally got the fish close enough for Dad to put the net under it. He helped May get the hook out. He told May that he thought it was at least 3 pounds. "Great job, honey." May was very proud. Next, both Billy and Alan had fish on. They reeled and reeled. Their fish were around 3 pounds each. Dad told them, "Great job," he said. "Now it's my turn." "Nope," laughed Billy. "I have another one on. This time it was over 5 pounds. He reeled and reeled and reeled. It felt like a 25-pounder at least. Dad yelled, "Good one, good one." Alan was taking the stringer of fish up to show Mom. He let a little of the water drip on her toes on purpose and laughed as Mom screeched. Mom laughed after she got over the shock of the cold water. She jumped up and chased Alan. She caught him and wrestled him to the ground. It tickled him and tickled him. Dad yelled, "Hey, I have a fish on." It was bending the pole like no tomorrow. It was bending the pole like it was going to break. "Boy," he said, "it's a good-sized fish." All of the kids and Mom were watching in anticipation of the size of the fish. "Oh my gosh," May cried out. It was a 25-pound catfish. Dad pulled it up on the bank. "Ew!" "Yes." Were just some of the things that the kids were saying. Dad showed them the spike on its back and the fins. May said, "I'm scared of it." Dad and the boys just laughed. Mom was done sunbathing and she knew everyone was hungry. She took the fish and told Dad that if he would come back to the camp and clean them, then she would cook them while he and the kids enjoyed the lake some more. He said, "That would be great, honey." Dad and Mom told the kids to watch each other and stay out of the water. They said okay. Dad said, "I'll be back in just a little while." The kids decided to walk Lily until Dad returned. Mom and Dad were having fun. Dad cleaning the fish and Mom getting the skillet prepped and the other food she was putting on the table for their feast. Dad had the fish filleted in just a few minutes. He did it really quick. Mom said, "Thanks, sweetheart." She told him to have fun and be back with the kids in about 45 minutes. He gave her a big hug and said, "Okay, see you soon." Mom first put Lily's food and water in her dog dishes. She washed her hands and lit the burners on the stove. She floured and salted and peppered the fish, put butter on it, and then put it in the frying pan. She put the cut melons on the table and bags of chips, and she poured the drinks. Mom went back to the stove, turned the fish. It smelled delicious. It was golden brown. She put the plates and the napkins on the table. She looked at the lake, and it was gorgeous. She saw Dad and all the kids coming toward her. In Dad's hands were a beautiful bouquet of flowers he had handpicked for her. Her heart was full and a big smile on her face. She told Dad, "Thank you," and how lovely the flowers were. She found a glass to put them in. She put them on the table. She told all of them to wash your hands and let's eat. Dad and Mom and all the kids sat down at the table. Lily was already eating. Dad told the kids to hold hands and bow their heads. Dad said a prayer to thank God for all of their many blessings. They all enjoyed eating and talking. Dad told Mom how delicious the meal is. Dad and Mom and all the kids put the leftovers away, washed the dishes, and built a campfire. May got out Lily's bed and placed it by her chair. "There, you can lie down by me." All of the family took turns telling ghost stories as they gazed at the fire and the stars. One by one, the kids said, "I'm tired," and scooted off to their sleeping bags. Dad and Mom sat holding hands and just enjoying the peace and quiet for a while. Dad asked Mom if she was ready to turn in for the night, and she said she was, and thanked him for bringing her and the children and Lily camping. Dad and Mom crawled into their sleeping bag and went sound to sleep. The next morning, Dad and the kids woke up to the smell of bacon and coffee. Mom was up early. She wanted to surprise all of them with breakfast. All right, you're the best. Smells great." They were all so very excited and hungry. Mom laughed and smiled as she dished out each plate. Dad told all of the kids that after they ate, everyone would help pack up and then they would take a hike and eat lunch. He told them that after they got back from their hike and picnic, they had to drive back home so he could go to work the next day. Billy, Alan, and May agreed. "Okay, Daddy." The entire family finished eating and helped pack up. Then they grabbed their backpacks and picnic supplies. They set out on the trail into the forest. They looked at all the giant trees, big lush ferns. And Dad pointed out some squirrels chasing each other around, up and down the trees, having so much fun. Mom picked up some pine cones and put them in a bag and put them in her backpack. May and Billy and Alan took turns walking Lily. All of the kids noticed some elk, and they yelled, "Look!" Dad and Mom and all the kids enjoyed watching them till they ran off. They started to hike again, and they saw a perfect spot. Green grass as far as they could see. Mom said, "Hey, let's eat here." She and Dad helped each other lay out the blanket. Mom put plates and cups out. Dad put a sandwich, chips, and a pickle on each plate. Billy poured the drinks for everybody. Alan put a napkin by their plate, and May asked if she could say grace. They all bowed their heads as May thanked the dear Lord for all of their many blessings and the food. Ellen yelled out, "God, this is a treat. Now let's eat." All of the family laughed and started eating. They told Mom and Dad thank you for such a lovely day. They all talked about how pretty it was and about planning future trips together. They all finished the food on their plates, and then Dad passed around the cookies and milk. The entire family helped pack up the picnic leftovers, and then they hiked back to the vehicle. They put all the stuff back in. Mom told Dad she would drive back so he could rest his eyes. He agreed and thanked her. He did a head count before they left. Yep, 3 kids, 1 dog, and 2 parents. Moral of this story, take time for each other and enjoy all of God's blessings. Have a wonderful day.